Hey all, Q.A Tobi here. Today I'll be answering the question, in what ways was starting your own business better than you expected? Our first answer is from Hans Mulders. Hi Marissa. I don't even know where to start. My life has so fundamentally changed in the last 8 years. I could have never even imagined this outcome. My last job was the general manager of a 350-room resort with 2 championship golf courses in NJ. This ended in early 2010. After that adventure I decided I'd never be dependent again on employment decisions of others, and convinced my wife that it was a good idea to risk all of our retirement savings to buy our own business. She said yes, under one condition: we go back to the West Coast. I was perfectly fine with that. I like the West Coast best of all places in the US. At the time I was 52 years old. We were also going through the most incredible financial downturn of my lifetime. We had lost about 25% of our life savings in the stock market and lost $100,000 on the value of our house in NJ. At the end of the day we had about $425,000 to invest. We kept $100,000 as an insurance policy in cash and invested the rest. I ended up buying a hotel with the sellers financing $700,000 and my wife and I putting down $325,000. By the way, this came from our IRAs, so we had to do a ROBS, which is a big pain in the ass, but the only way to do it. We bought our in August of 2010 and closed in November of 2010. In hindsight this was a very good time to buy, but of course we did not know that then. At that point, I went from earning roughly $200,000 per year to earning $65,000 the first year. Still not bad, but we tightened our belt substantially. We move in with my wife's father and stepmother. Imagine that, I'm 52 and living with the in-laws. That's how serious we were. We lived with them for 6 months and then moved into an apartment. Fast forward 8 years. We are now in the top 1% of income earners in the US. We are able to do things I never even thought were possible. We truly live a blessed life, and I'm not religious. When we bought the business, we had a few rules, one of which was that if we did well, our employees did well. We kept every employee, 9 of them, that were working at the time. 2 of those have since retired, and we still employ 3 of them. That's pretty amazing in and of itself. We pay our employees well, and provide pretty good benefits. Our most senior front desk agent made almost $40,000 last year. Most big hotels I'd worked at in the past paid such an employee $24.26K annually. The best part, however, is the freedom you have in running the business the way you believe a business ought to be run. That was a revelation. For instance, I have always believed that the customer should be made whole if a problem occurs. In every hotel I worked at in the past, no front desk employee was ever authorized to do anything beyond the most minor of resolutions. My front desk employees have the authority to do whatever it takes to make the guest happy. If that includes comping an entire stay, so be it. The only thing I ask of them is to think of what they would find reasonable if they were in the guest's shoes. That's it. Other than that, do what you think is right. This should seem obvious to anyone, but it is revelationary in our business. Have my employees given too much at times? Of course they have. So have I. Because we treat our employees well, and because we have very little turnover, my employees can handle the business, so I now work 3 days per week, about 6 hours a day, and am enjoying my life way more than I ever should. For anyone who has designs on starting their own business, do it while you're young. Way less risky. If it all falls apart, which can happen, Of course, you still have time to make up your losses. At my age, that would not have been possible, and I would have been screwed. Good luck. And my apologies for the long-winded answer. Our next answer is from Brian McDermott. It forced me out of some comfort zones. Forced me to do some things I'd never have dreamed of having the ability to do, which in turn led to development of many strengths and skills not previously held, some of which were / are highly profitable. What I'm trying to say, I suppose, is the answer for me is the aspects specific to self-development and growth that wasn't predicted. Not to that exponentially significant extent. Along the same lines, the many failures enabled me the opportunity to deal with them, to accept the failures, and keep at it anyway, not allow the failures to get to me, nor get the best of me. I cannot put into words the value of knowing firsthand of the value of failure and its purpose, how important failure is to success and achievement. Business as a solo entrepreneur forces one to have to deal successfully with a lot of failures and setbacks. It teaches you a lot. Our next answer is from Leopoldo Azerstein. The only thing I can think of is that I got to learn a lot of things that I'd never thought on. I've always liked to learn things that have nothing to do with my actual field of expertise. I like reading a lot, and I usually like what remains after the book is finished. The thing is, I believe I had such high expectations on what having my own business would be that any other thing I can think about is actually a lot worse. Our next answer is from Matthew Georgiou. In success or failure, the one constant of entrepreneurship is the massive learning curve that you are forced to adhere to. And it's meaningful learning that stays with you. Our next answer is from Clint Day. The joy of closing sales and figuring the income at 6 months. I had made more in 6 months than the previous 2 years of employment. I think the answer is the joy of being free and setting your own schedule and goals. Our next answer is from Falfit Bound Sana. There is always a need / want for it everywhere you go. Thanks for watching my video. Check out my other videos for more questions and answers. Also please like, share, and subscribe for more of my content. Bye.